You may have noticed something about yourself. When something catches your attention, it doesn't feel casual. It feels important. A book, an idea, a skill, a possible path. It doesn't just spark interest. It creates a pull. And this doesn't happen once. It happens again and again. Different directions, different futures. All of them feel meaningful. So the problem isn't that you don't know what you want. It's that you want more than one thing, and each one feels real. Choosing one doesn't feel like progress. It feels like loss. You're not stuck because you're afraid of effort. You're stuck because deciding feels heavier than it should. There's a quiet confusion in this, a sense that something inside you doesn't fit the usual advice. You might wonder why clarity feels so hard, even though you think deeply, care carefully, and take things seriously. That's where we'll start. It's easy to turn this into a personal flaw. You might tell yourself you're unfocused, or indecisive, or incapable of committing. But this experience has a logic to it. Some minds relate to curiosity lightly. They can explore something, enjoy it, and move on. Other minds attach meaning very quickly. When you're drawn to something, it connects to who you are, or who you might become. So when multiple things pull at you, they don't compete for your time, they compete for your identity. That's why ignoring an interest doesn't feel neutral. It feels wrong, like you're turning away from a signal. This isn't a lack of discipline, and it isn't a failure to focus. It's a sensitivity to meaning. Your mind is good at sensing potential, at seeing what something could grow into, at imagining different versions of a life. The tension comes when you believe all of those signals require an immediate answer. They don't. What you're experiencing isn't confusion because you're broken. It's confusion because you care deeply, and you haven't been given a way to hold that care without pressure.
It helps to separate two things that often get mixed together: interest and meaning. Interest is curiosity. It comes and goes. Meaning is heavier. It stays with you. When you feel called to something, it's usually meaning you're sensing. Not a demand, not a deadline, just a signal. The problem starts when every signal is treated like a decision, as if noticing meaning means you must act on it now. A calmer way to see this is to think in seasons. A season is not a lifetime. It's a window of attention. Your mind can sense meaning in many places, but it can only live in one season at a time. Meaning doesn't disappear when it's not chosen. It waits. When you stop asking, "Which path defines me forever?" and start asking, "What has my attention right now?" the pressure changes. You're no longer trying to solve your whole life. You're just listening. This doesn't reduce your depth. It gives it somewhere to land. Once you see it this way, the next step becomes quieter. You don't need to silence the other callings, and you don't need to answer all of them. You choose one season, not because it's the only one that matters, but because it's the one you can give your attention to now. This turns choice into containment. The other interests don't vanish, they stop shouting. You let one path take the lead, while the others rest in the background. This works with your mind, not against it. You're not forcing yourself to be smaller. You're giving your curiosity a structure. Over time, something interesting happens. When meaning is given time instead of urgency, it becomes clearer. What once felt overwhelming starts to organize itself, not through pressure, through patience. You begin to trust that what matters will return when the time is right. If you felt pulled in many directions, it doesn't mean you're inconsistent. And it doesn't mean you lack direction. It means your mind is good at sensing meaning, at noticing what could become important. That's not something to shut down. It's something to hold carefully. You don't need to answer every calling, and you don't need to decide your entire future. You only need a place for your attention to land right now, and permission to let the rest wait. Your mind isn't asking you to choose who you are forever. It's asking you to listen, one season at a time. Not to limit yourself, but to let yourself take shape, slowly and honestly.